Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
What was the most appealing thing to you about spending time with Chris, who's worked with Tiger and Bryson, among others?
For me, I think the most appealing part was about like how fast the transition for him to understand, like obviously everybody doesn't think the same, but to make you feel certain sensations in the golf swing. For me, he was able to translate that to me very quickly. And obviously, I've been playing for a very long time. Well, not a very long time. I've been playing for like 13 years. And I feel like I should be much better than what I am. And he like literally taught me how to, knock down shots and, hit certain shots to really make me more efficient. And I've gotten so much better, like literally in the last couple of weeks. It's been a real treat for me because everybody knows how stressful the golf game is. I'm not going to say I got it figured out, but it's gotten a lot better.
JR, golf-wise, what's been the most important step in your development?
I'm trying to take the ego out of the game. I think that's the hardest part because in coming from a sport like basketball, which I've done, since I was 3 years old, I was putting repetition in for countless amount of hours. And I just, for me, the biggest part about the golf game, I have a ego of thinking I'm going to hit the right shot all the time when it's already a very difficult game for pros, let alone amateurs. And to have that ego of not even putting the work in, the time in, and then going out there and expecting amazing results. Trying to conquer that, I think that's the biggest thing. Because understanding that these guys and, seeing when I go see or play with pros, they spend 8-9 hours on a range over, hundreds and hundreds of days, thousands of days, let alone, me trying to come out here and just thinking it's going to be, a light switch and it's going to happen for me.
What aspect from your basketball career helps you the most when you are playing golf?
It's funny because it's like a gift and a curse, right? So like I've been a shooter my whole life and there's never been a shot that I was afraid to shoot. So sometimes when I need that confidence in going into some of these shots, and unfortunately I have a lot of false confidence, but sometimes it pans out for me. So I think that and understanding the balance in your swing, I think, because as being a shooter and you have to have balance in your legs. And obviously for me, I've been an off balance shooter for so long, but when you're, if a swing is equivalent to a jump shot, you need the base and, the stability to perform at certain levels. And it's funny because I just seen Tiger say something about talking to Charlie and about not copying my swing, copy Rory's swing. You never seen Rory off balance. And the swing is like, it's funny, like, dang, okay. Now it really like it hits home because it starts to translate for me as being a jump shooter.
JR, your decision to join the golf team, what was the assimilation process like, joining kids who are maybe 20 years younger than you and obviously being the most famous athlete on campus? What's that experience like?
It's amazing, getting to know the younger generation and understand where they come from and what they care about and what's important to them. It's a very humbling feeling because I remember being at that point before having kids, but not having that experience as, being away from home. So a lot of that is, for me, it's a treat because I get to teach and learn at the same time. I get to teach them about, becoming men, becoming young women, because I have female teammates as well. We have a women's team, and just getting to talk to them and understanding their problems and struggles as well as their joys and happiness and everything else. And what makes it so sweet of being at A&T, everybody's very open to whether it be suggestions or giving advice. It's a place where everybody is really looking out for one another, and it's literally one of the greatest places I've been.
It's interesting, JR, you've been very open about this new chapter in your life, admitting that you hated school when you were younger. What kind of feedback have you gotten from people on Twitter as you share these stories of trying to go to office hours and doing the extra things to become a good student?
I've gotten a lot of great feedback. A lot of people feel the same way. Just didn't, had the courage to say it. For me, I never really had the courage to talk about school or anything about, reading education or anything. I felt like that was on that level because I already had an insecurity from how I felt about it when I was growing up. I was already, classified as, ADHD, dyslexic, ADD. So all of these things, when it comes to certain things in the classroom, it just didn't make sense to me. So I gravitated towards the sports. And for me, it's translated well because I'm good at basketball, football, baseball. I could play golf. I can do this, I can do that. But also I had a lack of the education and knowledge from just a insecurity of not understanding it and understanding I'm not like everybody else when it comes to comprehending, whether it be schoolwork or certain intelligent things that I thought at the time. So for me is to overcome it as a man going to 37 years old. I talk to my therapist about it a lot. It's a trauma that I've finally overcome, and I want to speak out about it more because I know a lot of people have this insecurity. People older than me, people younger than me, people the same age as me, and I feel like if you can let that out and overcome that, you can do really great things.
Along those same lines, what's been the most rewarding part of being a student athlete for the first time?
I would say the meal plan, I guess.
I didn't say the best. I said the most rewarding.
The most rewarding. I think the most rewarding is learning from the younger generation. For me, I came into a situation where I was, 17, 18, and I'm working with 33, 34, 35-year-olds, 36-year-olds, 45-year-olds in front office positions and stuff like that. And I didn't really know how to, move in that atmosphere and move and be confident in that atmosphere and what I'm saying and how to communicate what I'm saying to the people who I felt like I looked up to or in higher positions. So for me to be able to go back, I can teach that to my teammates and I can teach that to the youth, like, about how to go about, whether it be sending emails to professors and, for me, that's been an insecurity for me going to school. I never wanted to talk to the teacher about why I couldn't understand this or why it didn't make sense to me. So for somebody else, or whether it be with schoolwork or whether they're having a problem in their regular life, whatever it is, be able to teach them to have that communication and opening up. I think that's one of my purposes here.
JR, it's one thing to win an NBA title. You've done it twice. To win the Academic Athlete of the Year, considering where you were with school as a younger man to where you are now, when you were notified that this was the award you were going to be given, what were the thoughts that were going through your mind?
So many thoughts, honestly. For me, it was more like, I accomplished this goal, but like I can't wait to come. My first thought was I can't wait to call my kids.